My name's Soma Yukihira, and well, to be honest, it's an honor to attend this school, as a stepping stone in my career. Now sure, my transfer was kind of unexpected, but I still don't plan on losing to a bunch of wannabes who've never stood in front of a customer before. Anyway, since I'm here and everything, I might as well take the top spot. I'm challenging you. If I beat you in a food war challenge, will you take back your decision to expel Megami?
What's going on, my people? Hey, today we got a show I've been wanting to cover for a while, so I decided we might as well start this series right now. We got Food Wars, aka my boy Soma, aka that guy. So we're not gonna waste no time and cut straight into it. But first, some wise words from my smoke detector. Yeah. I see, I agree. Hope you all understood that shit, cause he was spitting straight facts. But regardless, let's start this shit. So alright, check it. We see our boy Soma cooking up some quick eats, and already he's cooking up that good shit. Even his dad cooking up some good shit, cause it looks like they're having a cooking battle, with this girl being the judge. Damn, it was that good? Shawty already tweaking, and it looks like Soma's dad is actually the winner of this battle. Bro has lost 489 times with 0 wins. Oh nah. Regardless, it still looks like people mess with his cooking, so we can't even cap on his skill. Still not taking the loss easy though, even having Shawty eat this nasty thing.
Ew.
His dad does this too, bro. Like father, like son, as they say. The day goes on as him and his dad are hustling around the kitchen, but as they get ready to close, Soma reflects on everything he cooked today just to see this girl walk in. And as soon as she walked into that restaurant, I already knew she is one of the ops. She's already trying to take over their property. And man, if you don't get out of here, bro, but you know someone had to hold that shit down. Randomly after school, while Soma was walking back to the restaurant, his dad calls him to tell him he won't be back until the next morning, so no need to open up the shop. As that thought lingers as he's walking back to the restaurant, he walks in to see all of the ingredients.
Meat got ruined.
Who did this? And nah, it was this bitch. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. Fuck your order, we're throwing hands now. You can't fuck up the ingredients and ask for food, bro. Shawty is way too old to be doing this BS to a kid, bro. But regardless, it still looks like it ain't gonna stop Soma from chefing some shit up for her. He first starts with chopping up some potatoes into mini dices, then chops up some onions too, then puts the potatoes inside of the pot while the onions are frying on the stove. He's going crazy despite the fact that they ruined all the meat that was in the fridge. And just like that, he was able to make a pseudo pork roast even though she asked for a steak. And obviously she's still barking, just eat the food. And of course she likes it. Yeah. And honestly, I can't even lie, as he's explaining this meal, bro, it just looks twice as good. And the moment he took the food away from her, she ended up listening to his demand to never target this place ever again. Go ahead and eat. And finally, his dad pulls up just to tell him he's going to shut down the shop for a couple months? Bro! And he's gonna send Soma to school. And obviously, bro is not messing with this idea. But of course, he doesn't really have much of a choice. But this ain't no ordinary school. Talking about some graduation rate of 10%. And pretty much this school is for prodigy cooks. And I ain't gonna lie, it looks big as hell too. We meet this girl who apparently has a god tongue, but pretty much she can taste every detail of a dish and explain exactly what's wrong with it and what makes it good. But at the same time, she is also a spoiled ass bitch, and her name is Erina. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I need to know bro's dad lore. What do you mean you're in New York in this fancy hotel cooking up food for the elites? And on top of that, they love his cooking. Even the monks during their fasting are craving that shit. Erina then explains what the test is. Make her an egg dish, and if she doesn't like it, you fail. Bro, what? And man, she has an ego. What is she doing? But you know, Soma isn't gonna back down from this challenge. And oh shoot, he's already shuffling some shit up. And finally, the dish is completed. And of course, she's already talking shit like, oh my god, we get it. You're rich. You have the god tongue.
Blah, blah, do this. We don't
care, bro. And wait, what's below that? Rice too? Oh my god. The moment she took that bite, she knew she liked this meal. And then she went in for seconds, thirds. Bro, just pass him at this point. You're clearly fucking up the bowl. But because of her massive ego, she still failed him. And of course, this shit is not fair, but it seems like bro passed regardless. We finally get to the enrollment ceremony, just for everyone to glaze the fuck out of Erina, of course. But then we get to meet the academy's director, who goes on yapping, telling the students the school is hard, blah blah blah. A lot of people fail. chill, bro. We get it. We get it. But then we hear a familiar voice. Oh, yeah, he's him. Who is he feeling like? Nah. First day of classes are here, and already Soma is the most hated person in the school. He ends up teaming up with this girl named Megami, and apparently she's on the verge of failing. Soma deadass had to cut it straight, bro. Lock in.
Good morning, my young students.
Huh?
Let me cut it short. If I don't like your dish, you fail.
Damn, today they're gonna be making birth biryani. Did I say that right? While everyone was making their dish, everything seemed fine. Megami was trying her best, but she kept overthinking like crazy, while Soma is just out here sightseeing, looking at all the seasonings that the school has to offer. But while they do that, some two dickheads in the class end up dumping a bunch of salt all over their food while it's cooking, on top of keeping the lid open. And honestly, I feel bad because how you gonna do them like that, bro? But as always, Soma isn't gonna back down, so he already thought of a way to fix this shit. Hands up finishing, and you might think, what did he use to fix his dish? And the thing he actually used was honey. Interesting. This show got way too much going on, bro. Unc, are you okay? But hey, it looks like it all worked out because he was able to make the chef that is known for never smiling smile on his first day of classes. Bro ended up passing with flying colors. Look at these bums, bro. Ended up messing their dishes like losers. And also, Soma, we're not doing this again, bro. You need to stop doing this.
Please, bro.
Class ends and Soma's making his way to the dorms, just seeing all these mansion-sized cribs everywhere that he's looking, just for his shit to be some back alley haunted mansion, but at least it's big. As soon as he gets in, the whole place is dirty with a whole bunch of animals going crazy in the inside. This place is whack. And on top of that, the dorm lady is already telling bro, if you want a room, you have to cook me something and I have to like it. So if I don't like it,
You don't get a room.
even though he didn't have anything on him, the moment he heard that there's leftovers in the kitchen from last night, he knew that he got that shit in the bag regardless. And he ended up making a macro burger.
Hold on, wait. I see. Okay. I see what he did here.
Even using dried squid to elevate the dish, he got that. Food was so good, bro. It made Granny reminisce about her youth. And nah, Granny, I think your memory got a little messed up here. Back up. And eventually he does get his room and he's just chilling for a minute just to see that someone's in the goddamn ceiling looking at him, bro. They're vibing though, I'll give them credit. We also learn about the Council of 10, pretty much the top students in this whole school. Later that same night though, Brody ended up making some quick eats for Soma just to find out that this same dude, in which his name is Ishiki, is actually in the Council of 10 and he's number 7. And yeah, I'm not gonna, and Soma's already realizing there's levels to this cooking shit. This cooking stuff might be serious, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways though, Soma ends up finishing his dish, with his main piece being a mackerel fish with some rice in a soup base. But like always, when it comes to Soma's dishes, there's always something more that the eye doesn't see. It's also interesting to see how Soma's using French techniques in his cooking without even knowing. And goddamn, relax, it ain't going anywhere. Shit.
I'll be scared too.
The next morning is here and already bro's locked in for the day, already asking bro to challenge him. Okay, let's relax now. But sadly, it doesn't work like that, as we get to see an actual food war going on between Erina and this sumo guy. This whole thing really started because Erina says she wants to build her 6th
Kitchen with the building that they owned.
Nah, why are you talking to him like this, bro? Damn. It also seems like a lot of details go into these food wars, as we see Erina defeat bro with straight ease, as she then goes on to explain exactly what was wrong with his dish in the first place. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not taking that disrespect.
Yikes.
Yuki ends up giving Soma a tour of their outside areas and their massive garden that they got growing.
Bro,
Wait.
what is good with him?
Anyways, I wouldn't even deny the fact that those vegetables look delicious. Even Megami making some W eats too. It also seems like Megami is actually a great cook, but the thing is, she gets really nervous while being in class or in the kitchen, which really messes her up. Later on, Soma's just looking at different clubs that the school has to offer, so he tries bowl club, but apparently this place is already gonna shut down. Dude's out here sobbing because his problem is Erina. And as we saw with the sumo guy, if Erina wants to use your room, you're cooked. And on top of that, the only way they'll have a chance to even save the club is to go in a food war. Even with this girl walking around like she owns this shit. And also, we get to meet this girl named Meet Me. That's not really her name, but we're just gonna call her Meet Me in this video. Of course, Soma ain't having none of the shit that she was talking about and challenges her to a food war. In exchange of him leaving the school if he loses, if he wins, she has to join bowl club. Also, I find that crazy. These two are not the same weight, but I digress. But it's still clear he's on that timing and he's really confident that he's gonna easily win this food war, even with the battle going to be happening in 3 days with the the main part of the food war being meat, which is literally her specialty. Of course, everyone is worried for Soma because the girl that he's actually going against is literally a specialist when it comes to dealing with A5 grade meat, which is considered the highest quality of meat. That A5 meat is so tender to the point where apparently you can even drink it. But still, Soma decided that he's still gonna go with his original rice beef bowl too, stating that he isn't gonna use any high quality shit. So he continues practicing on the dish up until the moment when something finally clicks. And honestly, that dish looked magnificent, with these two tweaking out of their minds, but clearly it is good. Finally, the day is here, and damn, not even a second in the match and everyone is talking shit about Soma. Even Erina coming to just ore farm, but obviously we know why she came. But now the food war has begun, with Meet Me showing the A5 meat that she brought to the battle, flexing off her accurate cuts. And yeah, I can't even lie, this shit did look amazing. And now she's smelling it? What do you mean, good girl? If you don't go ahead and cook that shit already? Okay, wait, hold on. Someone's chopping up some onions and he pulls out a grocery bag? Nah, dog, I thought he was just gonna get some regular meat. This guy really got 20% off meat. You never touch this meat, bro. Wait, pause. All this trash talking she's doing too, just to start tweaking the moment she smelled what Soma was cooking. And their dishes are finally complete. First, Meet Me goes, and I can't even lie, that looked amazing. The presentation was very good too, and the flavor was there too. And I gotta give credit to her, she does know what she's doing, but will it be good enough? The moment Soma showed what he made, God, please let me have some of this. They were fucking that shit up, bro. They weren't even pausing in between. They're just digging straight in. It looks like he added some pickled plum paste into the rice to enhance the flavor of the rice, as well as complementing the steak as well. Even Meet Me knows this was delicious. It got her reliving her childhood trauma. And without further ado, the winner is Soma. Also, I had to mention this. Soma did all of this just to not even join Bowl Club. He did this just so he could learn something new. Oh, nah. The freshmen are going to a training camp for cooking, and apparently it's a huge deal because once again, if you fail, you get expelled. But bro's not worried at all. And man, this school got way too much money. The program will be a week long, as well as the judges being graduates of the school. And my man really walked in, pointed at someone random and said, "You failed." Also, who is this guy, bro? Keep him away from the kids. The first day of training is here, with Megami and Soma teaming up just for this blonde bozo to walk up to him, pressing him on his shoes for a long minute. The hell he got going on? The chef hasn't even explained what they're gonna be doing before she opened that bag of chips, even pointing to the ingredients even though there's nothing there. What do you mean we gotta go outside and hunt? Eventually, Soma and Megami were able to get some fish outside just to see that everyone is going to make the same dish, while these two are actually going to be making duck. Okay, hold on. Despite how they were moving earlier, they locked in instantly, and so far the dish is coming together and they were able to finish? Bro, it's only been a few minutes, and just like that, they passed too. Wait, is that Nendo's mom? Well, anyways, because Soma saw these two and their idea, it inspired him to be a bit more creative, and instantly it clicked to him. He tells Megami exactly what he needs, but what I found strange is that he asked for the chef for the chips that she's eating. With only 15 minutes left, bro didn't waste a single minute of that time and has all of his ingredients here. And I already have a good idea on why he asked for the chef's chips, on top of him mentioning that he's going to be frying the fish. With the dish being completed within those same minutes and in just one bite, shawty was glowing, bro. Definitely she liked the dish a little too much, but hey, they passed. And later on that same day, they ended up finding out that they still have to do more training too. What do you mean they gotta cook for these dudes? 50 servings each just so they can go to bed. And as always, if you don't complete it within an hour,
you're expelled.
And just like that, Soma was able to finish, and I think he was the first one. Nah, never mind. Funny enough, Soma still thought that he was gonna be the first male to be in the bath, just to find out that one of the judges are already there, and his name is Chef Jojima. As the day goes on and everyone's vibing, Megami explains that if it wasn't for Soma, she wouldn't have felt so confident in the first day, and hopes that everything goes well for the next, just to hear these words.
You are out.
Bro, who do you think you are? But now they're moving on to the next training course, and the chef name is Kojiro, as he explains that he wants all of them to follow exactly what his rules are, and you cannot work together, and you can only use the stuff in the back to cook this meal. And just like that, it's begun. Instantly, everyone starts panicking, hogging over the whole place, even knocking Megami over, but thankfully she was able to grab some of the greens just for there only to be bad cauliflowers left. Dog, what? Regardless, she makes do with what she had. As everyone finishes, Soma was able to pass with ease, of course, but now it's Megami's turn. And nah, I'm not gonna lie, this chef is a bitch, because how you gonna tell her who told you to go off the course with the set rules that he placed when he purposely added bad cauliflowers so the students would fail? All Megami did was adapt to her situation, and yeah, he still failed her. And of course, Soma was not having that shit. And honestly, for an adult, this guy is hella immature, bro. Why are you mocking these kids? Even saying that he'll fail Soma
and his little girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that one that threw me off the rails. But we know Soma is gonna get his get back regardless, and challenged him to a food war. Obviously, Kojiro didn't want to accept it until Dojima and Hanako walked in and told him, "You're tweaking, so they should do a food war to settle this." They also want to keep this hidden from everyone else, so they ended up going into the basement, with all the other graduate chefs going to be the judge too, as well as the vegetables being the main part of this dish. And also, Megami has to be the lead chef for this. And obviously, I do understand why he wants her to lead this, because obviously, this whole thing kind of started with her, but still. And with that being said, the food war has begun. And I'm not gonna lie, this guy Kojiro really out here bullying a kid still, bro. You're a loser. Instantly, Megami knew she has to lock in. What's good about this matchup is that Megami and Soma already worked together previously. So instantly, Soma was basically reading her mind, predicting what she's going to need next in order to speed up the process. And just like that, their meals are completed. And hey, Kojiro's dish looked amazing. And of course, these chefs are tweaking out their mind even with just taking one bite. It didn't even look like he put much effort into this dish in the first place. And yet, it was still good. But now it's Megami and Soma's turn. And I'm not gonna lie, that looked beautiful. As soon as the chefs took one bite, off rip, they mentioned how delicious it is. And I can't even lie, the presentation was there, on top of everything on the plate complimenting each other too. But it still looks like it isn't enough for the chefs to be wowed. And sadly, Kojiro wins. And still, this was not fair at all. This guy still has an ego too. And oh shoot, it looks like Dojima realizes that Kojiro hit a plateau in his cooking, as we get a flashback on him facing discrimination in France when he was running his restaurant. And honestly, now that I see a bit of his background, I understand why he's such a dickhead. He became one to survive. Even with Dojima stating that Kojiro hasn't evolved much as a chef, and still, Kojiro had the audacity to insult Dojima. So to change his mind, he told him to try Megami's cooking, and within that first bite, he explained exactly what was wrong with her dish, but instantly he notices that something is different, so he goes in for a second. Meal was so good, it reminded bro of his childhood, growing up in the country with his mom, and nah, shit got him tearing up too. So because of all this, they decide to make this food war a draw, with Megami thanking Soma so much for helping her, but it still looks like Soma isn't taking this loss lightly. Bro was mad as fuck that he lost, and honestly, I don't even blame him. He's just trying to get better. Dojima ends up explaining to all the students about their training for the next days, since it'll be taking place 6 a.m. in the morning for breakfast. Damn, I'm not gonna lie, no one is fucking with this idea right now. The challenging part about this though is that if you're not confident in your cooking, you're going to be staying up all night trying to make sure that your breakfast dish is good enough for the morning. And obviously, Erina was the first one out, and still she has Soma on her mind, bro. But speaking of Soma, he was trying a variety of different egg dishes just to find some girls stalking his prep, and this guy in the background too, but more on them later. Erina and Soma end up having their kitchen assigned right next to them, but Erina notices that he's going to be making a souffle omelet, but she also notices that he already messed up with picking that dish. We first see Takumi's dish, and I am gonna lie, it looked good. And then we see Megami's dish, which had these old guys feeling young again. And then we see Meet-Me's dish, and of course it looked delicious as well. And bro, why do we keep seeing this go everywhere? She's stalking everyone's dish. And let me see what she make, bro.
What is this?
Then the scene cuts to Erina's dish, and man, it just makes me so angry how good she can cook, bro. This only fuels up her ego. But the important part about this whole thing is that they need to serve 200 dishes, with Erina easily reaching that goal, while Soma only served 10. But the issue was it kept falling, which ruins his presentation, meaning that no one's gonna go to his station. Erina was just rubbing it into his face that he messed up, but we know Soma ain't gonna back down from this challenge. And oh yeah, this same girl, her dish is apparently good, but as we see what it looks like closer, it looks like she added a lot of details into her dish despite the lack of its presentation. Erina still talking trash about Soma, but he's not even listening to her, bro. He's canceling that shit straight out and only locking in from now. He knows exactly what he has to do in order to get into that zone. With only 30 minutes left, he is aiming to do 200 dishes, starting with one customer, which attracted 2 more people and more people and then more people. And with only 1 second left, he was able to serve 200 dishes. I'm not gonna lie, he's him, looking straight up like that one Deku scene. This girl finally introduced who she was, and her name is actually Alice Nakare. And just like her cousin Erina, she's just sitting there talking shit about Soma, just for all the students to hear another announcement of there being another challenge in 4 hours. But actually, it was a full course meal for the students who survived the training camp, as Dojima states that everyone here has cleared the training. Apparently, the whole idea of the training camp was for students to get recruited by the graduate chefs later on in the year. And while everyone is packing up their things going into their assigned buses, Soma realizes that he left his hand towel, so he ends up running back, just to realize when he got back into the lot that he's in the wrong bus, and Erina too. And man, why is she always assaulting, bro? We got, like, it comes to a point I'm starting to think she likes bro. Now she's saying that he won't make it into the fall selection, which pretty much allows students to show off their skills in front of the school directors. We also get to see the reason why she even went back to her room to get something, as we see her as a kid and Soma's dad. Huh? He just randomly decided he's gonna pull up to Soma's dorm just to tell Soma to help him cook. Also finding out that Soma's dad was actually a graduate of this same school, and it was actually a former number 2 seat in the Council of 10. Bro didn't know a damn thing, just for him to wake up the next day for his dad to challenge him to another food battle. And of course, he lost. But it did give Soma a chance to learn a little bit more from his dad just before he ended up dipping again. As the scene then cuts to Erina, as she only sensed bro's presence for a mere second and instantly told the driver to turn that V around, just for him to vanish that same second too. Bro, why is his dad walking around with all this aura? Moving on, Soma was on school break and notices that the shopping center is having some problems with the new fried chicken spot that opened up. Because of that, he ends up having a fried chicken battle with the same chick and was able to get help from a girl that he went to middle school with, and with Meet Me also helping him too. And yeah, Soma was able to make better food than her and was able to save the shopping center. But this isn't where the issue ends. The moment Soma arrives to school, he ends up getting confronted by some goons and he has to meet with this douchebag.
Hey twin, work for me and you'll never have to work again in your life.
I'm good, bro. I ain't trying to be one of your little monkey boys.
Damn. And apparently this guy is one of the Council of 10, number 9, Aizen. Erina once again trying to sabotage Soma's career, but anyways, Soma was able to make it into the fall selection, as well as Takumin, Megumin, and pretty much everyone that we have seen go crazy up to this point. And dog, she is doing way too much. People already talking shit on the people that actually made it. Like, bro, you didn't make it for a reason, you bum. And goddamn, heavy foot ass. Regardless, the theme of the fall selection finally gets announced, with the theme being curry. It sounds simple, but there's a lot more to it since there's many different curry dishes. This also reminded Soma of someone that his dad told him about who's a curry expert on campus, so he decides to go visit her with Megumi. But the moment they meet her and he mentions who his dad is, she went full Detroit smash on bro. God damn, ain't this illegal? And okay, now I see why she hated bro. We also get to meet another freshman, in which his name is Akira, who pretty much helps June around the whole place. As she goes on yapping about the different quality of spices, blah blah, we get it, we get it. But luckily, with Akira's help, he ends up speeding up the process by just giving them dishes that he already made previously. And already, I just knew that was going to be magnificent, bro. Indian food just looks amazing. Then giving them another dish that instead uses roasted spices. This scene really feels like white people trying spices for the first time, bro. Something that ain't gonna be salt and pepper got them tweaking. She's still yapping? It also seems like Akira is trying to achieve the top spot of the school, so we already got a rivalry going on. Regardless though, the time is here. And bro, how did this guy lose weight so fast? What do you mean summer heat made him look like that, bro? Eventually, Gramps gives his speech, motivating the students some more as the rules are further explained, with the students being divided in 2 blocks, 30 students for each, with only 4 students being able to pass. And just like that, it's begun. And why is she trying to get with the student, bro? Got these old guys blushing. Of course though, Ishiki left her shit unopened. We got to see a little bit on what the students are cooking, and also tell me why as soon as bro put that headband on, he turned into a whole demon in the kitchen. And also, who you shushing? Nah, who he feeling like? Okay, Soma, I see what he's trying to do. Even telling Akira to keep on watching him make his dish. And bro, what is she doing? Why is everyone in this show so damn rude? And oh, it looks like Megumi's trying some new shit. Apparently this is monkfish and it's hanging, meaning that she needs a lot of skill to cut it up correctly. And already all the judges and audience have their eyes on her. And I'm not gonna lie, she went crazy. But finally, everyone is finished preparing their dishes. You're doing too much. Anyway, the total amount of points someone can get from this tournament is 100, with each judge getting 20 points max. And it looks like these judges are not holding anything back. Even though they said this guy's dish is good, he only got a total of
33 points.
Yikes.
Someone got 6 points? I would leave the school. Good lord, I'm not gonna lie, I had to say it, bro. What is this? This shit looks like Shion's cooking. Ew. And somehow, for some magical witchcraft reason, I don't know if she put a curse in that meal, despite the smell being so incredibly bad, and she ended off with 84 points and still glazing Erina for some reason. But now it's Erina's D1 glazer assistant, and the battle of the glazing of Erina now commence. Brody took 1 bite and got charged up with all of this energy. They are enjoying her dish so much so that they have big ass smiles as they keep taking a bite. Even the witch getting terrified when she took that bite. And just like that, she ended with 92 points. And oh yeah, she got 87 points. Still mean mugging Megumi. Then we see Yuki getting 3rd place too, while one of the Adini brothers ended up making a calzone. Oh, okay. So it looks like he actually put curry inside the calzone, mixing Italian and Japanese cuisine into one dish, ending with 87 points. While Takumi made a pasta but added curry sauce as well as adding a variety of different things. I did like it how he made it how each of those noodles have 3 layers, adding cheese inside of the pasta. The creativity was there. I'll give him credit. Ending with 90 points. Then it was Alice's turn. Got the whole plate glowing. And bro, what is this? I'll give credit. It does look interesting. But the moment those judges took the first bite, they randomly stopped speaking, stating that they can't even describe the masterpiece that they laid upon their mouth. And yeah, she added a bunch of science stuff into this dish that I can't even understand. But regardless, she knows what she's talking about and she knows what she's doing. Ending with 95 points, which puts her at 1st place. And now, why is everyone acting like they forgot that Megumi even existed? Come on, bro. Regardless, it's her turn. And eating that monkfish had everyone snoozing, bro, in a good way. Her dish had a variety of different parts of the monkfish inside of it, even with the judges acknowledging her personal touches to the plate. And luckily, she was able to end in 4th place, meaning that she's going to finals.
Loser.
But now it's this dude's turn. And goddamn, that shit looked good, bro. Let me get some. But the thing that really shocked me is that the moment he put that headband on, he ended up presenting the second part of his dish, and now he is bugging out. I don't feel comfortable, bro. And dog, is she ascending to the galaxy? Was the dish that good? And just like that, bro was able to end it off with 93 points. And now it's Meat's turn, and it seems like she made a pork curry dish. And the one thing I really messed with what she did with this dish is elevating the rice that she put inside of it, making sure that she represented Bull Club, bro. I see you, bro. I see you. And she was able to end off with 86 points. Ryoko ends up presenting her dish, and it seems simple, but there's actually more to it since she prepared natto, which she actually fermented throughout the whole summer growing it, even adding soy sauce koji. Regardless though, all the judges are in love with this dish, completely fucking this up, and she was able to end off with 86 points, but sadly that isn't enough. Then we see our boy Zinji making an interesting style of udon noodles. Okay, judges, you gotta judge the food. Nah, they eating this up. up. Even his girl cheering him on the sidelines. Bro, Zinji, he is that guy. And luckily, he was able to end off with 88 points. Shun is also presenting his meal too with a smoky theme that he added to it, making sure that everything was blended well with the spices, and he was able to end off with 88 points. Is she okay? Regardless, it's now Akira and Soma's turn. Both of them stating that they left some leftovers for each other, even tossing a spoon to Soma. Akira's dish looks simple from the outside, but the moment that Soma and the judges put their spoon inside of it, the whole arena got surrounded by the aroma. Obviously, up to this point, we know that fragrance is literally Akira's specialty. That's why he made sure that the moment they opened that dish, it was going to be an explosion of the smell of curry. It's clear that he added a lot of thought into this dish as well, making sure that everything was blended well, even adding health benefits to the dish too. And off rip, Shawty was telling bro, won't you be mine? What do you mean if he's gonna be yours, bro? He's a kid. Just for bro to get up close, stating that he's only loyal for June. Bro, what do they got going on, bro? But even with him saying that, she still wanted him even more, as the judges keep consuming the dish, even cleaning their bowls empty, with Akira getting a score of 94 points, meaning that he is in first place for this block. And he was also able to get 2 perfect 20 points, something that no one up to this point has gotten. But now it's Soma's turn, and it seems like he made an omelet with the sauce on top of it, but the moment you open that shit up, the aroma blasted the whole arena. The moment the judges went in for that first bite, they ended up getting a punch of straight flavor to the face, out here floating in the air, explaining how each ingredient that was used for this dish was able to elevate everything. Even Soma stating that he added mango into his dish to make the meal even more delicious, making sure that all the spices blended well too with the mango, with Soma sadly ending with 93 points. Man, bro, he was 1 point off, bro. You couldn't bless him, but the difference with Soma is that more judges actually preferred his dish over Akira's dish. Isn't he the curry master? Both of their dishes were amazing up until the point where all of the judges are fighting over whose dish was better. Regardless, that ends the tournament for today. It still looks like the people who lost today still aren't taking it lightly, and honestly, I don't blame them. They worked so hard to get up to this point just to fail, but still, they were able to learn a lot from it. Even with the day coming to a close, Erina still cannot get Soma's dish out of her mind, bro. I didn't mention it, but she actually came to his block to see him quote unquote lose, but we all know she came to just see him. But the moment she smelled Soma's dish, she literally could not get that out of her mind. As the night goes on, Soma and Megami end up talking about how far they made it up until this point, and it seems like Soma is still a little salty that he didn't get first place, but still, he has the finals to look forward to. But regardless, that's the end. If y'all want to see part 2, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if new, and yeah, let go.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.